Internet World. This is Annie, also known as Achirin, and today I'm going to be talking about university and college life. First, I'll start off with some general advice, and then I'll go ahead and move on and give some tips for wearing Lolita fashion to university. Most of this stuff is really basic and will probably sound like common sense, but a lot of these things I didn't realize and had to learn the hard way. Let's go ahead and dive in. Number 1. Attend Welcome Week. Yes, for people like me who tend to stay indoors unless absolutely necessary, this can appear to be strenuous and not worthwhile. However, going to Welcome Week, I learned a lot of logistics about the university system, and I got to experience my first ever short musical about alcohol, sexual consent, and drinking and driving. It was enlightening, to say the least. Number 2. Try and find your classrooms the weekend before classes actually start. That way you can become familiar with the campus and not be too overwhelmed on the first day of school. Number 3. Wait until after the first class or after you get your syllabus to buy your textbooks. If your syllabus says something like chapter homework or textbook chapter 13 or multiple choice homework, then yes, you should probably definitely buy the textbook. But if it simply says something like reading for chapter 5, then you probably won't need it. For chapter readings, most of the time the professor goes over it in class, so you will never actually have to read it because of the professor's reiteration. No point in spending $200 in a book you won't even open. Number 4, and this one is very important to keep in mind. It is okay to drop out of the class and then switch to a different one during the first week. I repeat, it is okay to switch classes. As long as you keep the required amount of hours for your student financial aid to work, changing and swapping classes during the first week doesn't matter. Don't feel trapped in a class you don't even want to take. If it's, after the first or second class and you don't feel like it's a good fit, then switch it to a different class. I can guarantee you'll be happier in the long run. 5. Learn your professor's name and remember it. Probably when about halfway into a semester, not even knowing my professor's name, and then we had to do like a formal exam and we were required to write his name on our exam, and I had no idea what his name was and I was totally clueless. Needless to say, having to go up to the professor, turn in my exam, and then ask him what his name is halfway through the semester was not one of my proudest moments. Learn it. Remember it. Number 6. Exchange emails with at least one person in your class that you feel comfortable with. This contact will come in handy in the future if you miss a class or if you need a study partner. And although I avoid people like the plague, I have always done this in all of my classes, and it has always been very, very helpful. So I encourage you to do it. Number 7. Find your designated study spot. Choose somewhere like a certain table at a cafe or a certain booth in the library and always go there to study. When you're in this space, don't do anything else but study. Don't get on Facebook, don't text your friends, don't sleep, just study. That way, the next time you come back to this space, your brain and body will remember that this is study time, not playtime. It'll get you very focused and more efficient. Number 8. This is the last piece of my general advice. Print out your class homework schedule and write important exam dates, and then post them in a place that you will see every day. Or better yet, put them in a folder or a bag, and so then you'll remember what needs to be done when. Giving yourself a clear schedule and deadline for things can be a powerful tool of self-motivation. Now on to the Lolita advice. I've mentioned before that I wore Lolita fashion and Seifukuke almost every day during my first year of university, so I've learned a thing or two. First and foremost, confidence is key. If you act like there's nothing wrong with what you're wearing, and if you show no signs of hesitation or regret for what you're wearing, then people will generally accept it and then move on. It's like if a lion sees a shy and hesitant deer, the lion will not hesitate to tear it apart and say what it thinks because it suspects that the deer won't fight back. But if a lion encounters a confident and resolute deer, it might probably hesitate to avoid confrontation because of the fear of losing the battle. Well, actually, if this was real life, then the lion would probably eat both of the deer. You see my point. Sad fact, but people tend to pick on the weak because they fear losing a battle and fear the loss of controlling others. So be polite and show them that you're not afraid of them. Right, enough with my rant on humankind's thought process. My experience with the university, my professors always ask, without fail, why I'm wearing or what I'm wearing on the first day of class. And I simply say, I like wearing this, it's my personal style. And then I leave it at that. Yes, I am quite aware that there are many Lolitas who tend to try and explain every little detail of the fashion. I'm not one of those people. I think by saying, this is what I'm wearing and this is what I like, people respect that. Keeping it short and simple also gives the opposing person less ammo to throw back at you if they don't like it. Sure, all of my professors have never asked me to stop wearing it to class or told me it's distracting or disruptive, so I really wouldn't worry about them too much. So keep your head held high, your temper in check, and kill everyone who doubts and opposes you. With kindness. Remember, do what makes you happy, and have fun. I encourage you guys to discuss any of the stuff that I've talked about in the comments below. This has been Achiri, and I'll see you in the future. Bye!